Если приветствую на канале RuTUBE, с вами Денис, это на канале Deliverance 2. Значит, в крепости находимся. Радбордж. Мне надо идти спасать еврейский квартал.
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
That makes two of us.
Just tell him. You may not get another chance.
I talked to Godwin. He said you know each other?
What did you talk about? Me?
We talked about your stepfather, Martin.
Why? Neither of you knew him.
It's true, I did not. But I tried many times. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? I recognized the Master's symbol engraved there. Well, the thing is, I am Martin's son.
What? Pa's son? How did...
Yes, his son. That is, his bastard son.
Are you sure? We look the same age, and Martin lived with me and Ma as long as I can remember.
When I was born, he was already long gone. Maybe we are not even a year apart.
And what does that make us then?
Никто это.
Proof perhaps that both your god and mine have a sense of humor. You know, all my life, I thought if I did not give a shit about that man, it would be easier. But now that I know I will never see him, it troubles me that I did not get to know him.
I can tell you about him if you want. But now is not the right time. This is not the end. We have to go to Kuttenberg, now. Sigismund ordered confiscation of the property of people in the Jewish quarter.
The king has approved Xere.
He's no king to me. He's a fucking whoreson.
What's a Gezerah?
That is hard to explain.
Nonsense. It is as clear as day. Christians set out to kill our people. Innocent and often defenseless. Ransack their houses and divide the loot. And all that with the king's blessing.
This is what we were afraid of. But we did not expect Sigismund to be in such a hurry. We need to get back into the city and get the people out, quick, before it begins. Will you come with us, Henry? Every man counts.
I'll come.
Конечно, ёпта.
And Liechtenstein already knows about it too.
Very well. We should get going right away.
Let's not waste time.
Ты прошел большую часть игры. Достижения дали.
All right. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka, what brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came to grab a bit of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a massacre here.
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something fast. We have to get to Kuttenberg. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course, I borrowed it too, if you know what I mean, but,
Could you stop blabbering already? We don't have the time.
Easy, Ingele. And you, sir, if you can, come with us and help us.
all right. But could you please tell me what the fuck is going on?
I'll explain to you on the way. Time is running out.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course.
Let's go then.
Borekata Adonai Eloheinu, melech haolam.
Сейчас мне надо ядом клинок обработать немножко. Чуть-чуть, чтобы ребятам не было легко.
Can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to get everyone out of there fast.
Bloody hell. I just got healed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Don't worry. We'll save your mother.
And everyone else too. Don't forget that.
You seem to care an awful lot about these people, sir.
Are you surprised? It's all my fault. If they weren't helping me...
That droid of Sigismund, may his name be erased, would have found some other excuse to get rid of us.
Look, it's not that I don't feel sorry for you, but don't you think maybe we could make the horses go a little faster? At this pace, we won't make it there in a week.
Samuel, how... What was the story with your mother and Martin?
Do you really want to talk about this right now?
Well, it may be the last chance we get. We could both be dead in a while.
All right. But like I said, I never actually knew Martin. He once came to Kuttenberg and fell in love with my mother. But she is the daughter of a rabbi. Obviously, she could not marry a goy.
And tonight, you will see why.
If you want, Mummy will surely tell you more. If we can get there in time. What was he like? I mean, Martin.
He was a good man.
Seriously. Whip those fucking horses.
All right. Schnell, schnell.
Ох, чувствую, сейчас будет резня лютая вообще. Чувствую, стража сейчас будет херачить просто. Бесщадно нас.
What's the matter?
Ну, мы их тоже.
Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive right into those murderers' arms.
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sheol.
There are many
Через
abandoned mine
подземелье.
shafts under the town. One of them ends here.
Won't it collapse on our heads?
We'll find out soon enough. Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have found the passageway.
I would be happy.
We all would, lad. But it has been decided as punishment for our many sins.
Our sins? Ours? What the fuck did we do to these people? Halt! I heard something.
Что тебе послышалось? Ты специально тех додиков ждешь, что ли? Игра года. Да, пиздец.
Not this way. Liechtenstein went another way.
А нахера мне Лихтенштейн обосрался? Что происходит? Я хер пойму. Что такое? Вы чё, долбоёбы?
We should split up here. Me and the rabbi will go this way to the shul. We have to take the Torah and warn everyone. What about us? You keep going straight ahead and then to the left. You'll get right to the King Solomon Tavern. Gather up all the secret documents and wait for us.
Shouldn't someone come with you, just in case? How about Kubienka here? Henry and I can handle it.
Well, if you insist.
Was that all the contempt you could muster up?
Well, good luck. We'll see you up there.
This way, Henry. Hopefully we'll find it quickly. I left a stack of my papers in the tavern. And if they fall into Sigismund's hands, people in other towns will die too.
How can a few pieces of parchment be that important? And what do they contain, anyway?
Nothing very pleasant for the most part. Who hates who? Who could be blackmailed with what? Who's hiding where and why? In short, nothing I can afford to lose. Hopefully everything will be all right at the tavern. My stash is locked away, and Samuel's friends are guarding the place. But who knows what the situation is like in the streets now?
Are you afraid?
Me? Do you have any idea how many times I've had to run from a burning town or deal with a hired assassin?
More than once, I reckon.
A lot more, I can tell you. But I admit, I was afraid every single time. Damn it!
What's the matter?
The door leading up to the tavern is open. Samuel's men wouldn't have left it like this. Somebody else must have got in.
I'll go upstairs and see if anyone is still there.
I hope so. If they took anything from down here, they mustn't get out alive. I'll gather up my things in the meantime. I'll meet you outside the tavern.
Tell him I'm leaving? Aye, that ain't a good idea. I knew a bloke who tried that. And what happened to him? I don't know, actually. I saw him go to Eric's tent to give him a piece of his mind, but never saw him come out.
Bugger this, not a damn thing here. If we go back empty-handed, Eric will give us a bollocking again.
Сука, умирай.
Show what you're made of!
Додики. Старый боевой арбалет. Кстати, такой мощненький вроде. Уроды, всех поубивали. Сраные твари. Спящими убили даже. Не обессудьте, что я забираю все у вас. Вам не пригодится, а мне еще бегать и бегать тут. Сейчас. Все, додик готов к бою. Погнали.
Baruch Hashem, Henry. You're all right.
Sam, you're back already? How does it look outside?
A few of the cutthroats got in over the walls, but we dealt with them. But there are more outside the gate.
4 of them were here in the tavern too.
Fortunately, they didn't take anything important. But your friends paid for it with their lives.
What?
I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation, Henry here has already taken care of those cutthroats.
But they didn't look like they just came to the tavern by chance. Eric must have sent them. What about your mother? Is she all right?
She is, thank God. I told her to get ready, and we would come for her right away.
I'm really sorry about your friends. We got here too late.
There was nothing you could do. Benavis Hamardes. This Eric is really pissing me off. I've never laid eyes on him, yet I cannot wait to wring his neck.
Эрик.
There'll be plenty of time for that later. We have to go now.
I'm sure Mama is waiting for us. We have to take her to the shul.
You go ahead. I'll lock the tavern and block the secret passageway so no one else can get in.
But sir, if any more of them come here,
I can take care of myself. Now go. God be with you.
Adam, is that you?
They climbed over the wall. One of them must have hit me.
Get up. We have to get to the shul fast. Can you walk?
I can't.
Don't worry. I'll help you. Henry, go and get Mummy. She will be in that house on the left. Bring her here.
Блять, куда мне идти?
What's the matter? Where's Sam?
Don't worry, ma'am. He sent me to take you to him.
Mein Gott, what happened to him?
Nothing. He's out on the street helping the wounded. Let's go now. We're out of time.
Wait, who are you anyway?
My name is Henry, and I'm a friend of Sam's. I was the one who warned him Sigismund was coming for you.
Thank you. I just hope we can escape before...
Watch out! More are coming! Run to the back. It might be safer there.
What's going on?
Sam, are you all right?
I'm fine, but we will talk when you are safe. Now run!
We have to get to the synagogue. But how?
Through the backyard. Follow me. Watch out! They're shooting at us! From the ramparts! Get rid of them! Baruch Hashem, they're gone. We have to keep going. Through the yards. That is Judith and Lev. Can you help them? We cannot get past the wagon. We have to go this way. Through the house.
You're no match for us, fucker!
place is clear now. Come inside. Mummy, are you all right?
I'm fine. But what about you, mein Kind?
I'm still alive. We can talk later. Now,
So, are you shitting yourself?
Come on, then.
even your own mummy will not recognize you now.
Ох, нихера себе резня.
Come on!
What the hell?
What is it, fuckers? You'd rather slaughter women and the defenseless?
Let's go! What's going on up there?
Индро, давай, вступай. Индро, давай, не ссыкай. У тебя латный доспех. Тебе похеру должно быть все. О, Кубенко сам у всех их херачит. Интро, пустите интро туда.
Go inside. Quick. To the fucking task.
Давайте.
I've never been so glad to see you two.
Это все пизда.
Hand, are you?
No, I just don't want to die here alone.
Это чё за додики?
There they are. Well, now we're really fucked.
Это чё такого? Ничего такого.
Mustn't get inside. We have to hold them back. For how long, though? As long as we need to.
Все, дай, это интро, если пустили в дело, это обосрутся они сейчас. Ух, блядь! Ну-ка, пусти меня до них! Ух, блядь! Ох, петухи! Ох, петушора! Давай, сдох. Еще один сдох. Ой-ой-ой, мальчик, ты на кого? Ты на кого полез? Додик. Додик, бля. На, пожри говна. Да что, бляха-муха. Я сейчас отдохну, и тебе будет попа. На. Херовая ситуация, конечно. Дебилоид. Да ёпта, мама. Да ты охерел.
You won't get me. This is for our Lord.
Да, блядь, я жму ёбаную мышку.
Come on, everyone's inside. Henry, come on. Let's go.
Gott mohol mir. Let's go. It's this way.
Да, жесткая херня.
Damn. That was a close shave.
В смысле, блядь, а где я? Что, мне это перевязочный бинтов, что ли? Ну вот повязка, что ты? Настойка календул иншиха.
Look at There's nothing we can do now. We must get the wounded out of here first. Are we just... Where is Miriam? Thank you, boy. Where is she?
Thank you, boy.
What will happen to us now?
Ничего, все нормально.
So, are you sober yet?
More than I would like. You know, Henry, I've been through a lot of battles, but this one was real shitty. Like defending a village that's under attack by other villages.
Well, I'd say one side was a bit more innocent than the other.
I suppose so, but still. Yesterday, this bunch of idiots would never dream of attacking anyone. And today, putting such bloody-mindedness into people's heads. Oh, it is all too easy.
What now? Are you going back to the Devil's Den?
Why do you ask? Do you want to come with me?
Not yet. I've still got work to do here.
Go on. I will wait here.
Ништяк.
Rabbi, we cannot just leave them here, can we?
We survived. For a while there, I thought we were gonna die.
Many have died, indeed. It is a hard trial to go through. So many lives lost, the shul in flames.
I'm so sorry. There was nothing more we could do.
You are right. It was too late. How happy I would be if we could get everyone out. But what is done is done.
What will you do now?
Now we must find help in some other community of believers. We will try our luck in Colin. Many of us have relatives there.
Do you think you'll be pursued?
Well, the mercenaries might follow us, but hopefully it will not come to that. Chas v'sholem. We will split up into smaller groups, so we don't attract much attention until we get farther away from the town. Besides, who would chase us when we have nothing? We left everything behind in the town.
So the agreement with the lords in Rabors no longer stands, eh?
What makes you think that? Do you not trust us?
No, I do. But you've lost everything. I don't think you'll be able to contribute to our army anymore.
It is true that the Kuttenberg Kehile cannot pay for the army now, but others might, Be'ezras Hashem. Especially when they get word of what happened here.
God be with you, Rabbi.
Sei gesinnt, and please, watch over Samuel.
If it was not for you, we would not have made it.
You managed to get the documents. What's next for you? Will you go to Jobst, or come with us to the Devil's Den?
I've been thinking about it, and the time for spying is over. There's no one to convince, no one to break, no one to blackmail.
So what then? You going home?
Not yet. Actually, I'll escort these people first. I feel responsible for what happened, and maybe I can at least make up for it a little bit.
All right. Have it your way. Have a safe journey, Sir John of Liechtenstein. God be with you.
And with you, Henry of Skalitz. Take care.
I still hear it.
Just hold on a little longer.
I still hear it.
Thank you, boy.
Screaming.
Don't worry. Even if that happens, we'll be able to pull the wagon. Look at him. Yes, pull it will.
Return,
But it
O
will not
Lord.
be
How
possible.
long should thou
Do
be
not worry. We will manage this.
Look at it. All ablaze. Mercy every morning.
What if someone knows?
What will happen to us now?
Are you all right?
I'm fine, lad. I thank you for everything.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Mein Gott, boy, have you not helped us enough already? Now we have to manage on our own.
I know this might not be the best time, but do you think we could talk about Martin?
What? You know my Martin?
I do. He's, well, he's my father.
Bore Hashem.
I mean, not actually by blood, but he raised me.
Mein Sie's Kindele. Tell me, how is he?
He died. It's only been a few months.
Oh, the hen of Schutzurara Bitzroir Hahayem.
Sigismund burned down my village. Pa went to help Ma, and, well, they both died there.
I am sorry to hear that, lad. But that is the Martin I knew. He always put others first. At least you survived. That would make Martin happy.
I'm sorry I don't have better news to give you.
Do not worry about it. I am just sad he died before he could meet some well.
Is everything all right?
Yes, do not worry. We were just talking about Martin.
How did you meet Martin, if I may ask?
It was such a long time ago. He wanted to open a blacksmith shop in town, but there was no place among your people, so he tried his luck in our quarter.
And that's where he met you?
The rabbi gathered the good men so they could decide whether we wanted to have a goy blacksmith. And Martin wouldn't stop looking at me all night. Then it went schlag auf schlag.
So what happened that made Martin leave you?
My Martin would never leave me. My father found out we were seeing each other and did his best to drive him away. To marry a goy is isur deoraisa, forbidden. But Martin would not give in, and we kept seeing each other, until one day, I was ubore.
That means pregnant.
Yes. My father knew that if word got out, he would not be able to avoid the shame. So he did not miss a beat and took me out of town in secret. I did not even have time to tell Martin the news. I was gone for almost 4 years. In the meantime, my father told everyone that he had married me off. But my husband died. And he only let me come back when he was sure people had accepted it.
Did Martin not go looking for you when you suddenly disappeared?
People said he did go looking for me, even as far as Colin, but he did not find out anything at all.
If only he had gone all the way to Prague.
Even if he went to the very edge of the world, it would not have been enough. Father would have hidden me somewhere else.
And what about you? Did you ever find another man after that?
No. My father called me a widow, so I stayed a widow.
And he didn't try to find anyone else for you?
You know he did, but it never worked out. I made sure of that.
And did you ever go looking for Martin?
I asked around, but no one remembered anything. Or they chose not to. That was probably my father's doing too. And I could not just leave and go looking for him around the world. I had to take care of Samuel. That was the most important thing.
All right. That's about it.
Before you go, tell me, what was Martin like as a father?
Well, he was strict with me, but not too much. Especially in the forge, he worked me hard. I dream about him quite often. About that last day and what he said to me while we were forging a sword together. He said a life of adventure can be over before it begins. And that blacksmithing might be a dull job, but I'll keep my head on my neck.
He was absolutely right.
Well, look at me now.
You saved all our lives. Martin would be proud of you. He raised you well.
I'm sorry to keep you this long, but... well, I never thought I'd have a brother, even if not related by blood.
Well, I did not expect that either. And thank you, my almost brother. If it was not for you, I do not know how today would have ended. What are your plans now?
I'll go back to the Devil's Den. To Zizka and the others. We need to figure out what to do next.
I will see you there then. But first, I have to escort everyone to Colleen. I do not want anything to happen to them on the way.
Everything should be all right now.
Take care of yourselves, dear brother. I will see you this time tomorrow at the Devil's Den.
Have a safe journey.
Sei gesund.
If it was not for you, we would not have made it.
All right, we can go to the Devil's Den.
Fantastic! The more people riding together, the merrier. That applies not only to roads, but also to wenches.
Well, let's just stick to the roads for now.
Вот такие пироги. Ну да, резня была, конечно, лютая. А в последнем так вообще, когда вот зажали здесь, я думал, все. Отбегались, отпрыгались ребята. Ну нет, выкрутились. Сейчас с лошади надо скинуть вот это все, весь груз ответственности. На бедолага возит это все. А когда потребуется место, его не будет. Что-то надо делать? Плакать? Надеюсь, меня сейчас не остановят, типа не скажут: «О, Индрих!» Ян? Кубенко. Спасибо, джентльмен. Джентльмен. Товару я насобирал, конечно, неплохо. Ну, как обычно. Только что с ним делать, я не понимаю. Товару просто собаки не берут. Я его все собираю. Так главное, зачем? Смысл какой от этого всего? У меня сейчас игра скоро закончится, я товар собираю. Так, это мы никуда не деваем, это мы с собой постоянно носим. Книги навыков здесь лежат. Твою маму. Я с ними тоже ничего не могу сделать. А может, у меня есть время пока почитать все-таки? Не обязательно сейчас же идти на подвиги, правильно? Может, у меня есть время прочитать. Хотя, что там за книжки, надо узнать тоже. Может, они у меня все есть. Но я все же попробую. Магистерские исследования. Чему учат? Ученость. Ну, давай, почитаем. Я же думаю, не обязательно сейчас, сломя голову, бежать, квесты выполнять. эти нафиг, они по килограмму весят. Книги дюже много весят, кстати, здесь. 192 я сейчас несу. Так, где жижечка наша? Это кто там? Это кто там базарит? Ну-ка, комара, нахер отсюда. О, прям полегчало. Жижа. Микеш.
You've had an exciting.
Bien sûr.
Ох, бля, зачем я с
Your
ним заговорил?
interest is gratifying and quite understandable.
Where does the name Brabant come from?
That is simple. My compatriots call me that because I am originally from Brabant province. And the name stuck. One day, I shall tell you about my place of birth, but I am sure... Or would you rather hear...
Arezzo sounds interesting.
And so it was. That is where I earned my
Я это не буду,
knighthood
извините,
from the great
слушать,
Enguerrand de
диалог. Я
himself,
текст прочитал и
the
пропускаю,
commander
потому
of
что
our NAP
мне с ним
campaign.
общаться вообще
Enguerrand
неинтересно.
arranged his forces for battle, and out of nowhere the enemy appeared on our unprotected flank. But I saw a gap in the enemy's main phalanx. I sounded the charge. Un chevalier français.
I reckon King Sigismund would think otherwise.
That was completely... Alors, I caught them by surprise. I hacked my way to their standard. My attacks sowed confusions in the enemy's ranks. That encouraged... And that is how we won the famous victory at Arezzo. No doubt you had no inkling at Maleshov what a knight you had the honor to meet.
A bold maneuver.
Quite right. Just as Monsieur Chapon says, our don't...
So you disobeyed your command. Your attack could have ended in a total fiasco. You were lucky the other...
I hear this... In short, I saw an opportunity and took it. Moments...
What did your commander...
He made me a knight and sent me to the royal court.
I reckon he wanted to get you...
Do not talk no sense.
What other feats have you performed?
Oh, many, mon ami. For one battle, it would take a week to recount them all, so... On the Italian field, we faced John Hawkwood. A roof surrounded, we were at his mercy. Night fell, and but just then, Providence...
You went to...
Mais non! You cannot reason and observed. I mounted my horse and set off to find help. As I rode away, by chance, I stepped it, thinking we were trying to break through. But while the English were occupied with I saved many men from certain death that night, and many lords from the disgrace of capture.
That is indeed. But you were just trying to flee, weren't you?
I wanted to break, but as I say, I merely follow Providence. Stick close to me, Henri. On the Providence...
How did you save...
With Providence as my... I came to the court from the field of battle, because, and remember this, the bearer of good news is... But the king was in a bad mood, and maybe I thought the news of our victory would...
How could you tell him if he didn't want to be disturbed?
Ha! I climbed up to his balcony, into his chambers, and lo and behold, the king was writhing and gasping on the floor. Wasting not a moment, I dashed over to him and unblocked. In return, the king bestowed on me the title of Échanson, or cupbearer. And unfortunately, though, even the king's fate...
What happened at court that led to...
Well, perhaps I shall tell you some other time. Would
Tell me what happened at court that caused you to lose...
Ah, a major setback and the gross injustice, mon ami.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. We can all learn from our failures. And I bet even...
Oui, that is certainly true. I suffered a combination of misfortunes.
Luckery and Cargouche.
Пиздец, с ним вот это...
Sounds like a
Действительно
pair
кто-то
of
с ним
gestures.
разговаривает или что?
En aucun cas. There's two great knights were in a legal dispute over an estate. But above all, when de Carouge was on a campaign, she claimed that he had raped her, while he said he had seduced him. And because everyone swore to first, they jousted. Le Gris thought victory was in his grasp, but de Carouge suddenly pounced on him. Even so, Le Gris refused to admit his guilt, and de Carouge, and if you promise not to tell, I will let you...
Keep your secret.
Certainly. It was one of the greatest things I ever saw, and I have seen a lot. Half of friends came to watch, including the king himself, who then I later told the story to anyone who was interested. One of my lists, I could have written it myself, of course, but I am happy to.
You were in business?
Of course. I come from Brabant province. My birthplace gave me an unrivaled nose for coin and the reputation of a financial expert. That is, until I persuaded an important nobleman to invest. A lot of all the ships he bought sank in a tempest. He had to... Of course, he wrongly blamed me for everything, but my advice was sound. He was simply punished by God for fornicating with every wench from... I told him as much, but some people never admit them.
A sea voyage from France to Africa? You must have known that.
A risk, perhaps. But think of a man must think big if he wants to achieve...
Big ideas. Storms, pirates, sea monsters, uncharted water. You should have tried the Baltic trade route.
You are right. But that is under Hanseatic control and... Africa, mon ami. That is the land of opportunity. The Arabs sell to the Portuguese. Just imagine selling further and trading directly with African kings. Remember this, because...
What was the hunting incident?
We were out in the royal hunting grounds when I caught. There had long been rumors about it, so imagine the prestige. I set off after it, pierced its flank with arrows, and when I arrived, it turned out that my aunt had not killed a stag, but the horse of a lady. I fell out of her favor, and all the...
You were damned unlucky. But that could have happened to anyone.
Quite right. I'm glad a misfortune like that, which could indeed happen to anyone, would make... But the other lords were afraid I would outshine them, so they were waiting for a chance to get rid of me.
Tell me about Brabant province.
Quite far. From Bohemia, you would go to Bamberg and then follow the river Main. Then you sail down the Rhone until it reaches the sea. And there, Anvers, Bruxelles, Louvain, and many others. But those three cities are the equal of Paris. Both the Dukes of Burgundy and the Imperial Princes would like to annex our land to theirs. But like everywhere else, you can only come into wealth by birth or...
How did you end up here?
Leaving the court with a modest sum. I traveled a lot, spending time in various countries, and having many great... When I learned that l'Empereur Charles, that great friend of France...
So people in foreign countries speak...
Bien sûr! It was abroad that I heard of King. I bought the abandoned Miskowitz estates and shares in the Kuttenberg mines. And for a time I settled here to provide for myself. But even here fate did not let me be. When Sigismund brought it, for how better to make King Wenceslas aware of me? Victory was assured, but the burghers had other ideas. The city wasn't stripped of my possessions. I languished in captivity.
Sir Vaclin, I'm surprised how well you speak our language.
Where do you think? Here, of course. Perhaps I have already mentioned that I am guided by Providence. I can communicate almost everywhere. I now speak French, German, Italian, Latin, Hungarian, and Czech.
Thanks for sharing your stories with me. What do you think of our band of
Bits.
outcasts?
Well, I cannot say I expected to end up in this kind of... But a man must accept his...
What do you think of Zizka?
Le Chevalier Jan? Well, he's not doing badly for a minor nobleman, but I think... he will... That takes a lot more. Mark my words.
I can't get Catherine out of my head. I'm sure you have more experience of love than me.
Ah, You're right. But for my tastes, Mademoiselle Catherine is of somewhat age vintage. Though...
That's not really what I meant.
Là est la question. I had the feeling...
So do I.
I have no idea. But she's fond of you, if you ask me. Try it.
Oh, come on.
I am a good judge of people.
What do you think of Sir Hinnock?
Ah, le diable sec. A capable chevalier.
You think so?
My instinct rarely lets me down.
How do you get on with Janosch and Adder?
Oh, those two. Once in Kuttenberg, I also had a servant who pretended not to understand me, but he was wrong.
How do you get on with Sir Hans?
Oh, young Lord Chapon may be inexperienced and hot-headed at times, but he's the one of the few here. Needless to say, he has not managed to... Godwin and Jessica can also play. Ah, and that devil in press clothing bit me.
Have you met Godwin?
The priest who is very skilled with a sword. Priests should not be such... In addition, he can play chess, and in drinking wine, he beats even the best Frenchmen. A man of...
Have you had the chance to meet my half-brother yet?
Samuel. It is strange that he joined your... our group.
What do you think of Kubienka?
A good warrior. But he has no morals and...
Well, I don't think he cares much about...
And that is just the problem. How can you trust a man who...
Tell me, how did the siege of Kuttenberg go?
Ah, mon ami, poorly, poor. After all, I had to live up to my reputation. And at the time, I thought it would be enough to stall Sigismund for a while before the Allied army arrived.
Only no army...
Précisément. The hope for a swift end melted away. I, who fought in 5 countries, was relieved of command.
I heard your attack on the trebuchets was a disaster.
It is true, but that was not my fault. The Kuttenbergers blamed me to... I made the correct decision, but I was given... The Kuttenberg spies that I sent out reported that the trebuchets weren't defended. This tragedy would never have happened if it... But enough of that. There is no point, as you say. In the meantime, however, I can pass on some of my experience to you. After...
I'd like to learn.
It will take some time. Acquiring my art came at great cost, especially now when I have been unjustly stripped of my soul.
Ничего.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying
Да,
attention.
ну, персонаж мне, честно сказать, напрягающий. Давай драться. Этому быдлу лишь бы подраться. Кто тут еще пришел? Никого? А где эти додики? Здесь, наверху, что ли? Никого. Багута. Хоть бы помылся, додик.
I heard you fought in the Battle of Kosovo. Is that true?
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, I'd hate to fall for one of your jokes. And I know you talk a lot when you're drunk.
Well, true enough. And I'm drunk a lot. That's true too. But as St. Killian is my witness, it's true I was on the field of Kosovo, and I fought there. And I was quite sober.
So how did it happen? Tell me. I don't think I can quite imagine such a massive battle. How many soldiers were there?
Countless, lad. I'd never seen so many take the field. At least 10,000 men on our side. And Sultan Murad must have had at least twice as many with him.
So how did the battle go?
Lord forgive me, but it went to shit.
Could you be more specific?
Specific? Well, I only know what people said after the battle. When you're in the midst of it, you don't see what's happening around you.
Which was?
Well, it's hard to describe. Attacks are followed by retreats, and between that, only fatigue and dust.
So what happened?
When the battle began, the Serbian cavalry crushed the Turkish left flank. It looked good for us. But alas, that was just the beginning. Soon we got ours too. We fought valiantly, but they pushed us back, and in the meantime, they hit our center. The Sultan's Janissaries attacked us there. Damn devils, and raised all hell. Rivers of blood soaked the ground.
How could you survive something like that?
You can't give up, and death isn't an option. But then a rumor spread that Prince Lazar had fallen, and everything began to crumble. But he was a tough old warrior of the Nemanyich royal blood. He wouldn't give up just like that. With an arrow in his eye, he climbed his horse and rode straight for the Sultan. Well, that's how he saved us. The battle then lasted until evening. But no one had the strength to force the enemy to retreat.
And where did you fight?
In the saddle. I'm a nobleman, after all. But I lost 3 horses under me. So in the end, I also fought on foot. Most of us mercenaries were on the left flank, under the command of Vladko Vukovic. But he soon got wounded, and the men began to flee. I mean, if it wasn't for Nicholas Gabriel, we wouldn't be talking here today.
And who was that?
The commander of our company. A born warrior, and a good friend. In fact, Zhishka reminds me of him a bit sometimes. In any case, the fact that Gabriel had taken a command at that point meant our flank did not buckle, and the Ottoman rabble did not cut us to pieces as we fled.
So who won in the end?
The battle lasted all day, and in the end no one knew who had won, because both sides left the field. Only later did we find out. Prince Lazar had fallen there alongside all his Serbian nobility. Still later came the news that Lazar had been captured and executed by the Turks the day after the battle.
They executed a prince?
Aye. They beheaded him, because someone had slit their sultan's throat like a piglet.
So you didn't win?
It's hard to say. We held our own against the odds and survived. Only without their prince, it was just a matter of time before Serbia fell into the new Ottoman Sultan's lap. Fortunately, I didn't stick around to see it. All the same, even as I'm telling it, it strikes me what an adventure it was. I suppose time heals all kinds of shit. In the end, you forget the bad things. And yet, I can only thank God that Nicholas Gabriel was there.
You're a captain?
Aye, him. We actually became friends of sorts. He even taught me one of his sword tricks.
He did?
Aye, really. I could even show you sometime. A memory of the good man who saved my arse on that day.
Покажи, ёлки-палки.
Please show me that swordsmanship technique of yours.
Well, why not? I'd be happy to... Oh, at any rate, you need to be quick. And when you knock it aside, you open up... Now come and try it.
Нифига себе, конечно, давайте. Обучение. Мне лишним никогда не будет. Розен. Сейчас, секунду. Розен. Длинный меч, наверное, да? Вверх. Влево, влево, вправо. Не, в принципе, не сложно. Просто как это все делать? Вверх. Ну, сначала вверх начинать, а так вот, думаю, дальше само все попрет. На этом тогда завершаем серию, ребятушки. Начнем новую, но это уже будет чуть попозже. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки и до новых встреч. Пока-пока.